How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to do air variety hunt on some quarters. I have some Duke Ellington 2009s, some Arizona 2008s, which would be the extra cactus over the designer's initials, I believe it is. We'll have the 2015 Homestead, as always, looking for the die crack from the rim to the roof and snow on the roof, those type of things. Have the New Mexico, looking for the New Mexico 2008, looking for the die clash. 89D, looking for the RPM on the mint mark. As always, the Bicentennials, looking for the doubling in Liberty and In God We Trust. And we'll try to do some Minnesota 2005s for the extra tree. I have some other ones. Maybe we'll do the die chip on the Alaska 2008 as well. But we'll start off with the Duke Ellington. What we're looking for is doubling in the Bird Ellington. And it's from the descriptions and everything I've seen, it's one of those ones that's fairly noticeable. Like you'll see it in the E and the L and two L's fairly well going into the piano. We'll just try to do these fairly quickly because they're ones that are easier to search for, so we don't need to waste any time on them. We're really not going to waste any time on really bad looking ones. I just usually pull them all out and set them aside, and then we'll look at them later. Would really like to find one of those, but I don't have my hopes up too much. Alright, this one will be the Arizona 2008, and what we're looking for. Let's see if I can get my little thing out here. Right here, there's like an extra cactus covering this area. That's what we're looking for. Another easy variety to look for. Takes 2 seconds. Put it down on the thing, check it out, on to the next one. The reason I look for a lot of these more obvious ones is that some of them do have a little bit of a premium, but they're way easier to spot than trying to find a double die on some coin that's, 100 years old or something. I mean, I have some other ones that I pull out, 66, 71, 70. But those take a lot more time to look at because a lot of the time they're just jacked up anyway. So anything could look like a double die on some of those coins. And then this one is the Homestead 2015. We're looking for die chips along the bucket here to make it look like it's dripping. I think they call it a leaky bucket. We're looking for doubling in these windows right here. I believe there was something with these windows, but I don't exactly remember. And then, as always, snow on the roof. And then the lightning one is a die crack that goes from like somewhere right around here down into the roof. And that's why they call it lightning striking the roof or something along those lines, I forget. And then I believe there's another one with doubling in the two corn stalks. I think that's what they are. Corn stalks, wheat stalks, cattails, I'm not sure. I would really like to find the die crack one, since I found a few variations of the snow on the roof. Maybe we'll try to turn this up just a little bit. Reflection can be so bad. I'm gonna get a new, I want to start trying to make better quality videos, because I know these probably aren't the easiest ones to watch. So would like to get I need to get a new laptop, and I want to get a new camera, or actually get a camera, because I'm just using my phone now. I would continue to I would like to continue to make these videos, but at the same time, I don't want to continue to make videos that nobody's gonna watch. I mean, what's the point? Making them is cool and everything, but if nobody's learning anything or watching, then, you know. Oh, is that it right there? I don't know, we'll have to, I'll have to hit that on the little magnifying glass. See this right here, though? That might be the die crack I was talking about. Give me 1 second. Pull it out on the... I believe that is it. So I'll see if I can move my microscope down a little bit and see if we can get a better picture of it for you guys. Even though that's pretty much all that it is that little crack you see right there, but I'll see if I can pull it up better. I believe that's it starting to form right there. You can see it a lot better on the microscope. But I believe that is what they call lightning on the roof, or a semi-average example of it, maybe. You see, it's definitely not on that one. Well, we'll set that one aside and look at it a little bit. Check the bicentennials now. This is another one that's, again, easy to spot. You'll see the doubling "In God We Trust." I believe it goes to the right, so the letters will be stepped a little bit this way. On that side, towards that way, I believe. And one good thing about bicentennials is there's always a lot of them. So while it's not every day you find one or two in a week, your chances are always there, because if you find any, I find about 20 or 30 a box, usually. And while that's not a large amount, you figure 20 to 30 a box every week. You know, I'm finding 80 to 150 of them a month. So it adds up. I mean, by the time the year's out, you've went through a few of them. Finding one in a nice condition too isn't a bad idea, and putting them away. They're not highly valuable or anything, but the nicer condition ones, you know, with pretty much anything, we'll go for a little more. But if you're going for, you know, errors or anything like that, then you want it to be in the best condition that you can find, because even though it's an error, you know, a lot of the grading companies will only grade it as an error. You know, they won't give it anything special, or, you know, I have a penny that's actually a new find that I found, and I'm getting told now that none of the grading companies will give it the attribution it deserves, which is some kind of new find, considering it is a new find. But I'm going to see if I can talk to somebody else. See, now that's just machine doubling there. You can see it right here. Mechanical doubling. That's all that is. A lot of people all the time see that. They're like, oh, I have a double die. But unfortunately, you just have something that's been double struck by the machine, and then it's not even a full double strike. So, you know, you can't really consider something that, like that, doubling. Or just like machine wear. Honestly, I don't know why they call it machine doubling. It should just be machine wear or something along those lines. You know, I know it's not actually machine wear, but I mean the machine is doing it more than it's actually being doubled because it wasn't right or stamped right or something. Hopefully sometime, and it's coming next week, I hear back from NGC about the first bicentennial quarter GDO I sent off. Anything, I'll be happy with anything above, anything at AU 50 or above will be amazing. Last bicentennial. Not seeing nothing. And next up, we'll do the New Mexico again. And here we're looking for the die chip. That's right in here. It's like a bar that kind of goes at an angle. It's a really thin piece of metal. It's kind of another fairly obvious little die chip to see, and that's an indication of the die clash on the reverse. And if you see that, then you can start looking for other indications of the die clash or the doubling. I'm kind of just looking for the few things that I know that are supposed to be there for it while I'm doing this, so, which is just some clash marks, you know, out in the fields here, and then on the other side over here there's some. Of course, if they were obvious to find, everybody would have one. Nobody'd be out looking for them, you know. Yeah, why did I set this up here? Oh, yeah. I think this one has some kind of die crack or something by the eagle's mouth. See if I can get it to pop off here. There, you see it? I believe the spitting eagle, you see where the light is reflecting off the side of it. And it's real hard to get it to pop up. You can see it right here. There's something there. It's not a scratch. I believe the spitting eagle is actually a form of a die clash on the reverse. I've seen so many examples, I don't really know which year is. Because excuse me. So you can see some lines, something right here. It almost looks like feathers, a wing or something. But I'm not sure. Almost looks like there's something right here too. You can see it. So hard to tell. This is why I hate looking at older coins, because like right here you can almost see something, but I'm sure it's just the planchet, the coin wear, that type of thing. And then if you look right here, you can see something that could just be a ring of death. Very light. You know, that's why I really don't like looking up older coins like that. I mean, granted, it's not horribly old, but you know, when they get wearing a little bit of wear, it starts to make it difficult. And then this is we'll do the Alaska 2008. This is just the die chip on the claw. I've got a few of these already, so I mean, it's not, I don't need it or want it. I guess if somebody wants one and wants to trade or something, just let me know. I think that was just one right there that I just went by, actually. Yeah, it's very light. You can see it right there. There's a little one right there in between the two claws. But if someone wants one, let me know. I find them all the time. I like the die chips and breaks and cracks and gouges and all that type of thing. So I usually pull them out and look for them, even if I don't keep them. If I find one that's in really good condition and a really big one now, I might keep it. But you know, these little ones with the mushed claws and stuff, I'm not gonna worry about it. But I will waste a little bit of time looking for it. See, there's another little small one right there on the top of his claw. But I'm not keeping them. Well, so those are what die break, die chip on the claw looks like. We'll do the 89Ds, and this one we're looking for the RPM on the mint mark. And you can usually tell it'll be a lot skinnier than this, but you'll see the doubling on the back of the spine is what I'm going to call it of the D. Fairly easy to spot if it's not all jacked up. It's like my camera went out, or it's like my scope went out of focus. Yeah, see how these are just damaged, wear. You'll notice it. It's, I mean, it's something that should catch your eye. Again, from the ones I've seen in Variety, Vista, Wexler's. You'll if it's not messed up, you'll catch it. But therein lies the problem, if it's not messed up. See, I would say this kind of right here looks like something, but it's not. I mean, it's really apparent, and this up here is a lot skinnier. That's just wear on the coin. All right. I haven't found one of the D repunched mint marks. That's one I would like to find. I'd like to find them all, I'm not gonna lie. That's why we look for them. All right, then we'll look for the 2005 Minnesota Extra Tree. You'll be looking in this area here. And since I haven't found one of these, I can't really tell you if it's easy to find, if it's hard to find. I'm gonna say it's hard to find since I've been through quite a few of them. I haven't found one yet. I'm gonna try to not have this take too long for you guys, but just figure I show you what I do after I've hunted a box of quarters. Normally I won't pull my microscope up for a lot of these. I will just use my little magnifying glass, because like I said, a lot of these are noticeable. So to go through, you know, using a microscope for everyone, I don't see the point. I'm just using a microscope now because my magnifying glass would be way too hard to hold up to the camera for you guys. Even though it would be a clear picture, it'd be a pain in the behind. The other one I've been looking for is the extra leaf on the Wisconsin, but that one's, you know, very, very visible. So to use a microscope and throw it up here when I can visually look at it in 2 seconds is why, you know, some of those aren't up here because they're too easy to spot. So the easier they are, I will just check them while I am going through coins, you know, the box of quarters that I'm on. A lot of the time with like the no FG and stuff like that on halves, I'll do the same. All right, no extra trees, no surprised. think we can try and do these 70s real quick since there's not many of them. This would be the 1970D, and we're looking for doubling on the front. This is one I haven't done a lot of research, and this is the other reason why I don't have a lot of the other quarters I look up, because I tend to do the research on the fly while I'm looking at them. So I can't really explain to you exactly where the doubling is when I'm just kind of trying to, you know, look at the doubling myself, for myself. You know, a lot of the times, I don't fully look at these, because by the time, I mean, if you look at them, it's kind of hard to, it's just really hard to look at some of these coins and say that's been doubled, or, you know, not doubled, or if it's an RPM or something, just by the quality of the coin. I mean, the whole coin looks like it could be doubled because it's been ran over by a truck. That's why I say it's cool to find them, but at the same time, it kind of, you get all excited, and then you're like, oh, I found something, and then you take it in, and nobody even wants to take the time to look at it because it's, I don't know, got the ring of death on it, or got some environmental damage, like, you know, like that stuff right there, and that's not a 1970, that's a 1990. But as always, we're looking for doubling in God we trust. Looking forward in Liberty. Just looking for double serifs, something that doesn't look like it's been mechanically doubled. Which honestly, you can almost look at any coin and say that was mechanically doubled, you know. Alright, guys. I think maybe tomorrow for my video I have some 71s and some 66s to look through for doubling, and then maybe I'll pull out my books and put what quarters I have that I pulled out in, or take out and fill spots that need to be refilled with better coins. And then I also have the Lowell, I believe it was the Lowell, has the earring air on Washington, and I have been setting those aside out of this box, so I forgot about that. So we can probably do an air search for some more doubling and some other things tomorrow. I guess that's what the video will be tomorrow. As always, have a good evening, everybody. Be safe.